Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I've basically got a palette full of colours basically that I haven't finished using from the set that I've just done for a video also. So I've decided I'm going to use them for another video basically. So I'm just going to basically put them together and hope for the best. So I'm going to scoop up. Don't really know how it's going to pan out just yet. Haven't really got a plan as such. I'm just wanting to use the colours because I waste gel polish so much by just basically wiping off all of it from my palette. So I've decided I'm going to use it instead of doing what I usually do and just getting rid of it. So I'm just going to go straight on with the colours that I've got on my palette, just scooping some up and blobbing it onto the nail basically. I'm going to do some white as well. I'm not really too bothered about the colours mixing, so I'm not bothering to clean my brush off properly before I go into the next colour. I'm just getting off the majority of the previous colour first and then going straight in. So now I'm going to go into this one. It's a stunning colour. I can't 100% remember the names of like each individual colour and stuff because they're all new ones to me, so I'm not really familiar with them just yet, but I know that there's Hot Sauce in here, which I think is the darker one. There is Pink Bikini, Peach Martini, which is the one I'm using now, this orangey colour. There is Alaska, which is the white, and Lollipop, which is the lighter pink. So now I've done that, I'm literally just going to get my brush, I'm going to clean it up. Okay, just had to quickly abandon the video because I pushed my brush onto my like dispenser thing and all the acetone went into my eyes basically. So I'm going down each part of the nail and wiping off my brush each time just to get the excess off there. Well, I'm not this time because I want certain colours in certain places. And then once I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to pop that into the lamp. Well, I'm not actually, because I want a bit more of the other colours in there. So I'm going to get this darker one, pop some of that on, get a bit more of the pink, pop some of that on. And then once I've blended that in, I'll be happy. And then I'm going to pop it in the lamp. Has anyone else ever got acetone in the eye? Like a lot of it. Gosh, it is not a nice experience. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to pop that in the lamp. You can't really see because all the colours are quite similar. I'm basically going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with the blues instead this time. So I'm just popping those on, not in any particular fashion, just getting them on the nail. And once I've done that, I'm going to get the lighter blue. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to get a bit of white. Well, I'll say a bit, that was a bit of a lot. And then there we go. Once I've done that, I'm then just going to clean off my brush, not blinding myself this time. And then pull down like I did with the other nail. Apart from the only difference is you can actually see it a lot more this time because it's blue. And there's a hair in it, which was not planned. There we go. Let's get rid of this bit down here. Blend that side in a bit more. And perfect. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to pop it in the lamp. Now I've still got some left on my palette, so I'm going to do this nail again. I'm going to get some more of the colours. And just do exactly the same process again with all the different colours. This one's not quite as noticeable as the blue one because the colours are quite similar to each other. Whereas obviously the more different your colours are, the more likely it'll be that they won't like really blend together as much and you'll be able to see the difference between them, but it's all good. I'll go for a subtle. So once I've done that, I'm then just gonna again pull the colours into each other. Second coat's much better. And then again, once I'm happy, I'm going to pop it in the lamp. And then I'm just going to do a bit of nail art on top. So I'm going to use some foil over them both. I'm going to get my foil gel And on the same, like I'm going to do the same sort of thing on both of them. I'm just going to apply some foil the bottom right, sorry, and the top left. So I'm just dabbing on my foil gel, not in any particular way, and not making it really neat either. It doesn't need to be, because I want the foil to be quite sporadic. So I'm just going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one, but the opposite way round. Super simple, not putting too much effort in at all, just making sure there is some foil gel there where I want it. And then I will cure that for a full cure as well. So I'm going to be using white foil. As you can see, I've already used this bit, but I don't need a lot, so it's fine. And I'm just going to, again, like I said, truly sporadic, just pop that on like splatters. I absolutely love white foil. Like, it's so effective, and I just don't see it around enough. You know what? I might, yeah, I was going to say if I could get it all over, I might do it all over. I didn't know whether the polish would be sticky enough for me to be able to do that, but it is, thank God. So I am actually going to put that all over, as you can see. And then I'm going to do the same for this one, because obviously white goes with everything, which is fab. I really do love white foil though, it is just magical. Look at the effect it gives, it's so effective. Absolutely love it. And once I'm happy with those two, this is what they look like. Very cute. I am now just going to base coat over them so they're nice and protected from the next step. So I've actually decided to matte top coat over them, because then I'm going to do my design on top with black gel paint that doesn't need top coating. So I'm going to have these as a matte effect. So I am literally just just top coating this now, leaving it as it is, and then we're going to paint over it, and it won't need top coating again, because that top coat has protected it now, this matte top coat, and I want the overall design underneath to be matte anyway. So that'll be nice and top coated, and then the black gel paint that I'm going to use doesn't need top coating, so it'll be absolutely fine just to do that. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure, and then once it's done, we can do our nail art on top. So this is what it looks like matte. So effective. Look how good that looks. It's really, really good. So I'm going to do some black nail art over the top. I haven't even at this point figured out what I'm even going to do yet, so I should probably do that. I was thinking leaves, then I was thinking that's a bit too mainstream. So I think I'm going to do some animal print. So first of all, I'm going to start off with zebra print, I think. I'm just going to see where it takes me basically. So down here, I'm going to start off with a bit of diagonal zebra print. So I've done videos before on my channel of how I do like animal prints and stuff. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about what I'm doing, because obviously one, you can see what I'm doing anyway, and two, it is already on my channel. I don't want to be too repetitive. So I'm just creating a zebra print effect down the bottom here. I just think when in doubt, either add dots or do animal print. You can't really go wrong with either of those things. So it's definitely worth throwing those into the mix if you're a bit unsure about what to do. I'm just going to do one more down here. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so that's that done, that area, and then I think if I could get my words out, that'd be really useful. I'm going to go in with a bit of leopard print, I think, at the top maybe. So I'm going to switch to a dotting tool. Actually, I'm not going to use a dotting tool. I'm going to use one of these reusable sticks from Sparkle Supplies UK, and then I'm just going to create some really miniature leopard print shapes. I usually like explain leopard print as little kidney beans. I think that's the best way to describe it. So I'm just doing that up here. I'm just going to fill that top area with my little kidney beans. That sounds really strange. And then once I'm satisfied with how much I've done and I'm happy with it, I will pop it into the lamp to cure and we can move on to the next nail. But like I said, this gel paint doesn't need top coating, so I haven't got to worry about going over this with a gloss top coat. It's all good. Okay, I'm just going to add a few dots here and there, just in some gaps. Just to fill it in a bit, and then once I'm happy with that, which I am, I'm going to pop that into the lamp and then we can work on this one. I think I am going to do the leaf on this one, so at least then I've done both of like sort of both my plans. And it's like a bit like jungly anyway, like with animal print and stuff. We can do a leaf on this one. So I'm just gonna surround every bristle. I'm gonna make sure every bristle of my brush is covered in gel, and I'm just gonna create 2 lines, one going that way and then one from the bottom going the other way, just like that. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some dots. I'm going to dip my tool into my gel paint. Just going to dot off once to make sure it's not really heavy dot. And then I'm just going to dot all the way up this stem, making sure I don't dot too close to the stem. The last one I'm going to put on the tip of it. Do that on both, and I'm just going to create dots all the way up both sides of both of them. And then once I've done that, we can carry on with the leaves. This is the easiest way that I have personally found to do them. You don't obviously have to do them this way, it's totally up to you. If you've got a way that you find is easier, then do it that way by all means. But this is like a foolproof way of doing leaves. If you're not having a very good time trying to do them, I'd definitely recommend trying to do it this way. I'm going to do just one more, a bit smaller at the top. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to wipe off my dotting tool first of all. I'm going to get some gel on my brush, but not a lot. I'm just going to bring the dot basically to a point, but not trying to do a really thin point at this point. Like I'm literally just bringing it together like so. I'm going to do that for all of them. Including the one on the end. I'm just going to do that all the way along every single one. So you're not actually adding any to your brush either, you're literally just using the gel that's like within the dot. That's all you need to do at this point. It's super simple. And then once I've done that, we'll go on to the next step. So next step is I'm going to use a brush that doesn't have barely any polish. So this has got none on it at the moment. I'm then just going to get, this is what I'm doing. So here's my black. I'm literally just twizzling just the very tip of my brush through the black and then dragging it out. So there's not really that much on my brush at all. And I'm just going to go and pull through the end of that leaf. Don't worry, it won't look like much of a leaf at this point. Don't panic. If you do end up with a bit too much on your brush from going through your dots, just wipe it off as you go along. Have I done all of them? Yeah. And then once I've done that, I'm then going to do the same thing but this time we're going to be pulling downwards, and I am actually going to use the brush that I used to do that bit that I've just done. I'm just going to create that line to the stem now. Again, really thin. There we go. And then from this point, that is when you can just have a little play around with your leaves and get them how you want them. So I'm just going to pull them a bit further towards that point that we created now, get rid of that circular sort of look. Just make sure at all times that you don't have too much on your brush, because then it's really easy to get carried away. And then your leaves just end up getting bigger and bigger because you've got too much product to work with. Quite like that one already, so I'm going to leave him like that. And then once you're happy, you can pop it in the lamp to cure. Just need to do these ones here. It's just really difficult to create that point with a brush that's got lots of product on it. So I always find that using a brush with barely anything on it that I haven't used to do the point, and then going in with the second brush is much, much easier. That's just obviously, like anything, personal preference. What on earth's going on with this one? And then once you're happy, which I am, I'm then just going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure, and then that is done along with the other one. So this is what they look like. Very cute. So here is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you like how they turned out, obviously considering we didn't have a clue what we were going to be starting with. I'm really glad about how they turned out. Actually, I think they look really cute. So just a couple of ideas for accent nails. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Bye.